Hello students, today we go for understanding two very important statistical tests as far as decision making is concerned. One is paired t test and one more is chi-square test. Let us discuss actually what do you mean by paired t test. Now all of you observe here the T actually I wrote in the lower case, small letter. So when you are writing the T distribution, always you need to write the lowercase alphabet. You should not mention the T distribution by using capital T. So what is the test name? Paired T test. The word paired itself what you called gives some kind of clue. We are going to operate on pair of the values. Understand? Generally, what do you mean a pair? A pair is nothing but the two values x1, x2 or else y1, y2. Such a way, if you have the data x1, x2, y1, y2 like that, you call that set of data is known as the paired data. To that paired data, if you want to understand the significance difference between the means, you call such a test is known as the paired t test under small sample test. That means the sample size should be strictly less than 30. Understand? Now actually, when do you get the pairing of the values or else the paired data? Two values, when do you get? Generally, the paired data you get in few exclusive situations. For example, let us suppose that what you called a coaching situation is there. A coaching. What is a coaching? Coaching is nothing but the giving training. Let us suppose that here few values are there, okay, like x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. 5 candidates are there. And before what you called giving them coaching, let us suppose that they underwent one exam and they scored the marks like this. Let us suppose that the 40 and the student x2 scored, let us suppose that 45 and this fellow 50, okay, this one is 51 and let us suppose that this boy has scored 60 marks. But still if you consider for the competitive exam, these are the less scoring. That's why what happened, they have joined into a coaching center. They were coached by an expert, the trainer, understand? So after the coaching, so let us suppose that now the marks are like this for the same set of students. 42, now here the 44, 58, now here 49, 63 like this. For x1 candidate only, so before coaching, what are the marks? 40 marks he scored in that exam. But after the coaching, so how many marks he scored now? 42. That means the coaching has affected his performance because the marks have been increased. Now come to here. Before coaching, he scored 45 marks. But here what happened after the coaching? He scored only 44. So one less, isn't it? So that indicates that he actually, that is the student x2, did not benefited from the coaching. But here this man x3 benefited. But here the x4 is not benefited. But x5 benefited. Such a way, if you think overall way, few students have been benefited with the coaching. Few students did not benefited from the coaching. But overall, if you want to decide whether the coaching actually worked on the students or not, on an average, not individually, overall way, whether the coaching is good or not. If you want to conclude, then the best test here is nothing but the paired t test. Understand? One more situation I can explain here. Let us suppose that a medicine. Let us suppose that, so by taking medicine by patients like patient 1, patient 2, patient 3, patient 4, patient 5. So before what you called giving the medicine, let us suppose the body temperatures will be provided. But after taking the medicine, let us suppose that for these 5 patients again the body temperatures will be provided, like fever something, whether the body temperature under control or not. But individually if you see, variation will be there. In few kinds of patients this medicine will work, in few kinds of patients the medicine may not be working. But overall whether the medicine is on an average working or not, you can apply the paired t-test. Okay. Same way, let us take for example production area. So in the production area, heating is one of the very very important processes. So in the next semester you are going to understand about operations methods. Okay. So production and operations methods, production and operations management. Okay. There you are going to understand this heating procedure. So let us suppose that few what you called iron rods are there. Okay. R1, R2, R3, R4, R5. So before heating treatment, let us suppose that the lengths are like this. 1 meter, 1.5 meter, 1.75 like that. But after going for heating treatment, the lengths in few what you call iron rods may increase, in few kinds of iron rods may not be increasing. Overall, whether this heat treatment effective on the what you called deviating variation in the heights of the rods, if you want to identify that, here also you can apply the paired t-test. Strictly if you observe carefully, I actually took 3 real-time examples. One is before coaching, after coaching. So here the classroom environment. One more is the what you call medical sciences application, like medicine is effective or not. Same way, this is what you call the operations management, production and operations management example. But carefully observe one comparison you can do here. What is that? In all these 3 examples, the same what you called the population units are there. Now here the same number of students, here the same number of what you call the patients, here also the same number of what you call the iron rods. That means the units, I mean to say the population units, from that you will considering the sample, that means the sample units are going to be the same. For the same sample units, before coaching, after coaching, the effect you are going to identify. Before giving medicine, after giving medicine, the effect on the patients you are going to understand. That means before and after, here we can pair up the value. How you can pair up the value? 40, 42. 2 values. Pair means what? 2. Triplet means 3. Okay. Quadruplet 4. So here, now how you can pair here? Again 45, 44. One more paired value. Now same here 50, 58. Such a way, what is happening for every individual record, you got the 2 values, before and after. So in any situation, if the data is available before and after that particular examination, particular experiment, in all those areas, what is important, you can apply the paired t-test in order to measure the average effectiveness of that. So most of the times in the exams, you will be confusing how to recognize the paid t-test. The simple thing I will give you here, simple technique. First you check out whether the given problem falls under small samples or large samples. Yes, small samples, below 30 only. And after that, if the information is of what you call same sample units, before and after situation they are covering, that clearly indicating that that's a paid t-test problem. So such a way you need to create your own set of recognizing techniques, because after completion of all these tests you will be in a state of confusion which formula to apply which kind of problem. So these are the few of the logics you need to remember. Okay. Now after understanding where you can apply the paid t-test, now I am going to explain the testing procedure. So you know very well what are the steps on the testing procedure. The first one is the null hypothesis as usual. H naught mu1 is equal to mu2. Don't confuse here. If mu1 is equal to mu2 means, many of you confuse is that whether it is a test for comparison of two population means. Yes, of course, the test for comparison of two population means null and alternative hypothesis are equal to paid t-test null and alternative hypothesis. But here the variation or the difference is that both the mean values expresses the same population units information. I mean to say same sample units. For the same sample you are measuring before any kind of experiment what is the mean, and for the same what you call the number of sample,